everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart, and welcome to my channel. I'm doing a really quick video here because I'm just trying to move along. We got a lot of stuff going on here. Doing coasters to match the charcuterie board, match wine glasses that I'm making with this color palette. So without any further ado, let me get going here. I'm doing the bloom recipe on my coaster here. This is a coaster I get from Home Depot. If you have a floor and decor, that's a better place to get them. They're much less expensive than Home Depot. I'm going to put down my pillow paint first, which is this Glidden 6011N. Pillow paint is what you put down first in the bloom recipe. It's what your other paints float over as your composition stretches out as I spin it on this spinner. All of the items I'm using are, most of them, I think, most all, are in my description. The link to the spinner is in the description. Where I get my coasters is in the description. My favorite paints is in the description. All of these paints are mixed with my pouring medium, which in this case, I'm still running through my Sherwin Williams Infinity with my MinWax semi-gloss. So it's semi-gloss Infinity with semi-gloss MinWax. 3 parts paint to 1 part MinWax. Mix my colors with it, about 3 to 1 again, 3 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint-ish. I am coming at you like a fire hose today, because I'm just rambling along as I do another coaster creation. So that's my Amsterdam sky blue light. This is TLP. What is it? TLP Benevolence. This was a paint that was offered up during Hurricane Helene days a year ago from the Fluidart company. Everybody that bought a container, Fluidart company donated $5 for that effort. I, of which was a victim during Hurricane Helene because it was a brutal storm here. Brutal. We had a tree land on our roof. Not fun times. This is a pearl color. It's pearl, Golden's iridescent pearl with chantilly lace from Prism Pour. This is bronze, iridescent bronze by Golden. And if you haven't guessed by now, especially if you're new here, I am a bronze girl. I'm a Golden's girl. I'm a golden girl. You know what? I am old enough to be a golden girl. I loved that show. And quinacridone Nicolazzo Gold with TLP Zeus. Zeus. Love that name. And I'm going to see how quickly I can get this creation gone. This is my second of these. I'm 3 minutes in. We are moving right along. I can knock out these coasters when I'm not filming in about 5 minutes. And you wouldn't believe that the hardest part for me is just the editing part. The editing just sucks. It's not fun. And it takes so much time. I spend way more time editing than I do creating, let me tell you that. This is Payne's Gray by Golden. Cell Activator. Now, I've got a really good Cell Activator recipe, video 141. I will link it above. It's an American Floetrol, and it is made, I show in that video my recipe and how I make it, so you see right away what I do. However, this is Australian. Made with Australian Floetrol, about 2 to 1. So I always like mine a little bit thicker. Titanium white here. Oxide black here. It's starting to halo. If you see the halo, that means it's starting to work. That means you're probably going to get a decent result. You're going to get an effect. I think my cell activator is thickening up a little bit based on that drip. Here we go. I'm going to blow it out. So I always like to talk through the blowout a little bit. What I'm doing here is blowing literally straight down into that cell activator to try to get it to divot a little bit and form a little bit of a circle with a ridge where the white and the black are meeting the colors. And then I aim my blow right at the ridge and start blowing out the composition. Now I have a really good video. It's 419. It's called The Art of the Blow, where I go into great detail about how to find your blow in the first place with a little cheat, and how the speed of your blow and the angle affects the final composition. The fact that the cell activator is not coming back so quickly is telling me that it is getting too thick. Yes, I'll need to reconstitute that. I'll add a little more Australian Floetrol to that too. Actually, you know what? I have some of the other in here. I'll just add some of this. This should probably thin it down a little bit because this is a bigger batch. It's not going to thin down, so it's not going to thicken up so fast. Plus, it's totally covered up. All right, we'll see what that does for the next creation. I still might need to thin it down. Okay, we're going to blow in the middle here to try to spread out that cell activator a little bit to get the colors underneath that pop through and get these really pretty cell effect. Definitely a function of the paint being a little bit on the thick side, but you can see it starting to pop through. But like anything in fluid art, it's a matter of understanding what the problem is and knowing how to remedy it. Plus, when I spin, it's all going to stretch anyway, and it's going to start to stretch out and spread out. So it's going to kind of remedy itself. But if you're looking for an immediate pop of cells with older cell activator, you're not going to get it. It's probably going to be a little bit slow and long. It's kind of like when you get older, it's a little harder to get off the couch and just it's harder to move. That's what happens with cell activator that's old. It gets old and stiff. All right, let's give this a whirl, see what we get. Got my scrap bits over here. I use my scrap bits for my ornament creation. I'll link my ornaments playlist above. Really, really pretty ornaments using the bloom technique if you're interested in seeing that. I've done blooms on flats, like little flat wooden pieces. I've bloomed on disc shapes, which is my primary way of doing it, little disc shaped 4 inches, and also on rounds. So you'll get them all in my playlist. And something I find awfully interesting, and I don't know what it is. Whenever I use TLPs alone, I get this spray effect. I don't know if you can see it. It looks like it's spray painted. That benevolence, you can see it right there in this whole upper quadrant. It's really like spray painty, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It happens every time. It happens every time I'm using a TLP alone. Like if I use TLP with another paint like this, with the golden and the Zeus, it works fine. So if anybody's got any suggestions out there, I am all ears. All right, we are at 8 minutes and 47 seconds, and this is almost done. The only thing I'm going to do after spinning it out a little bit more is I'm just going to clean up the bottom. I always clean out and down. I don't ever clean up and let the paint snap over the top of it. And I always go out straight so that the composition shows up as going down straight to the bottom. I've said this before, if I ever just scoop around like this and go around like that, it looks like a bad comb over. Unless you want a bad comb over. All right, I think we're about done here, but you will see, and I show you this. Look right here. Look at how that is all spray painty. And I have plenty of pigment. It's not like I'm shorting pigment. So there we go, folks. That's what we look like. Really pretty. Okay, I'll be back for number 3. So everyone, here are the paints I'm offering up for the free giveaway, and I'm going to zoom in here in a second. So here's a close-up of the paints. I have this Art Alchemy. These are paints that all these were gifted to me from another artist. This is the Sparks, Dragonfly, Gold Umber, Deep Waters, Flame, Brass Hardware, Spring Blossom, and Plum Preserves. And then we have a Grumbacher burnt umber, and the rest are these Artezas. Burnt umber, burnt sienna, mid-green, crimson red, permanent red, yellow ochre, lemon yellow, and ultramarine. These are up for grabs. Let me know in the comments you're interested within 24 hours of this video airing, which is Friday at 3:33. So by Saturday at 3:33, I will pick a winner, and I will let whoever wins know Saturday evening in the comments back to your request, at which time I'll ask you to email me, and we will work out the mailing. All I ask is that you pay for shipment plus $1 for my time. I use UPS click and ship, so it's not horribly expensive. I have no idea what these paints would be worth on the market. They're not completely full, and they are used, but they're yours free if you pay for shipping. So let me know in the comments, and we will go from there. Also, I'd prefer if you are in the United States, because if you're in Canada, it's going to be way too expensive. So only people in the United States. All right. Thanks. So here we are with the final creations. Here are the final 4. This is the one we just made, and then the other 3 that went along with this set. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're new here, I ask that you go ahead and join me, hit the bell and all. You'll get all my latest art tutorials. I'd really appreciate a comment. And if you can hype the video, I think you can do that on your phone. I'd really appreciate that as well. I think it helps the algorithm. And a thumbs up always is appreciated. And if you comment, I will always get back to you as well. If you have a question, leave it in the comments. If you're interested in the paints, leave that in the comments. And I'd like to direct your attention to the board that's underneath those coasters. That is a charcuterie board that I created. It's video 544. I will link it above. It's the matching board that goes with this set. And also to let you know, all of my creations are available for purchase, or I can create on commission. My email is in the description, as well as links to some of the products I use and also some of the more educational tutorials. It's not too late for ornaments if you want me to make some ornaments for you as well. And if you need resin, I have a discount code in the description. All right, I think that's all I have for now. Take care. Till next time.